Greetings. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to Numa Farms and Nursery in Plant City. The reason why we're here today, thank you Moringa Growers Co-op members, is because we're seeking Moringa Harvesters. And we need your help, actually. The reason why we're here live on YouTube at Numa Nursery, and we're also live at Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group. So thanks everybody for joining us this morning. Beautiful Tuesday morning. We've been harvesting moringa greens trees around the Tampa Bay area every day for the past week. So we've probably hit maybe 5 locations and at least 100 trees. We've harvested 100 trees this week. 50 of which were just at one location. And we're experiencing a little bit of some bottleneck issues here in the co-op, and we're here to explain and introduce some of the organizational structure of the co-op. And so yesterday I was wondering what I could do to bring some value to the co-op today, and I wanted to actually already bring that we were in need of and seeking moringa harvesters around the area and how to present this problem that we have, which, you know, as an architect, we're here to solve these problems. So I was already thinking we're gonna go live today seeking harvesters, when this morning I woke up and one of the members in the group actually was asking a question about coming to his location to harvest some of the greens. And I said, wow, what a perfect opportunity to also talk about some of the issues that we're facing in the co-op today, that we actually need more active harvesters to help us go out to these locations and bring greens, either wet or dry, back to the co-op, so that way we can process them and then get them on the racks to dry, or get them in packages to sell on the website or at the farmers markets. So we've been growing the co-op now for about 4 or 5 years. I started the co-op in about 2014, 2015, planting moringa trees on other people's properties. Now it's grown and amassed to over 300 locations in the Tampa Bay area. You can see here some of the locations in the Tampa Bay area. 300 locations where we harvest moringa greens from other people's properties, and we process them and we sell them right here on the website at moringagrowerscoop.org, as well as numanursery.com. You know, so I started this nursery business with hopes of having other plants and flowers and different things. Maybe we can set this here so we can see it. I don't know, she'll blow over maybe. We'll just set her here. Hopefully she'll do fine, so you can see. No, it's pretty windy out. I don't want her to fall. So we started by planting moringa trees on other people's properties, and now it's grown in the Tampa Bay area to thousands and thousands of trees. So now one of the issues is when people call and they say, hey, our trees are big, can you come and harvest? It's just me. It's just me right now as a trained moringa harvester to go out to these locations and harvest these greens. Now what we're doing is we're building up a team like you, everybody watching, everybody that's been in the co-op, growing with us, learning, met us at the farmers market, wanting to know more about the co-op. That's where we're building a team together right now, and we're letting everybody know that we have hundreds of locations right now that people are in need of harvest because of the time of year. The weather's changing, it's not raining every day anymore. We can kind of go out, we can enjoy the weather. It's not like we're going to be super hot and sweaty and catch a stroke, but now we can go out, we can gather the team, and we can use these times that we go to locations as training sessions. It's one of the reasons why I document and video some of the times that I go out and harvest these trees. Now what you can do right now is actually learn more about the Moringa Growers Co-op. If you haven't yet, please download the free manual at numanursery.com or at moringagrowerscoop.org. Just provide your email and we'll send you this. Check your spam will send you an email with this document inside, and it's literally 50 pages. Right now it's just chapter 1 of the manual, but it literally goes over some of the most important parts about the structure and organization of co-ops, and how us as a team in the Moringa Growers Co-op is going to organize essentially how we're run. Now, like I said, it's been 5 years. It's still a startup, so it's just really myself. We're building a board of directors. People have come and people have gone because we haven't had enough, pay, salary. It's been mostly volunteer based, and so we're starting to get a board of directors. Actually, we just signed on a new board of. We just signed on a director of operations. Lovely lady. Her name's Tanina. You'll probably get a chance to meet her over the next few months and season as we grow. She's going to start taking over some of the operations of the co-op, as I've been kind of getting everything together as the architect, but now learning how to delegate these tasks that we need out in the co-op, because it's starting to grow bigger than what we can than a person. It takes a team. One of the ways that we're actually gathering some of our co-op members' capital to work with us, so that way we can invest in equipment, even in this property, invest in the farming capabilities of this property and other properties around, and education. We need to invest in education. We actually have a 2020 capital fund now available for investors. So we have an investment portfolio. You can actually take a look at our investment portfolio at moringagrowerscoop.org. It goes in on the articles of incorporation of the co-op. It goes in on the business plan of the co-op, the mission, disclosure statement, pre-feasibility reports, because the co-op has been generating sales already on its website over the past couple years. And we've grown from sales in 2014 to now sales in 2020 expected to reach $150,000 by the end of this year. Now that's in gross revenue. That's sales from tree sales, people coming in and purchasing trees. You can even see some of our trees right here for sale. People coming in to purchase products, fresh greens, drumsticks, seeds, oils. Now we've been here at the Plant City location for about a year, and we've had lots of customers come in and visitors and friends. You can make your appointment now, actually, at make your appointments to come see this Numa Farms location, which is also the headquarters of the co-op, at numanursery.com. And we're going to be getting also that rolled out on the co-op website as well. But I just wanted to share with you really quick how you can help as a member, as an investor. We're projected to gross $150,000. And this also goes in on what we've done with the money that we've already raised in capital this year. And it's a nice little packet for you to go over. This is all available at moringagrowerscoop.org. This is a 2020 capital fund. You can look how we're allocating all of our funds. Everything is really transparent. I'm trying to let everybody in on this process, in on the co-op, and exactly how we're going to be growing this organization. Miss B just dropped in to say hi. So we have an investment certificate. It's a $1,000 minimum investment certificate. You can see it's here, and this will help bring capital into the co-op. It's a non-equity share agreement. It's a structured warrant, and we're offering 13% ROI on every dollar that you provide now. And you'll get that back in dividends. And if you want to know more about that and how you can invest in the co-op, please go to moringagrowerscoop.org. We have lots of information about how you can invest. And so, because the co-op is now growing worldwide, it's getting a lot of attraction. Obviously here we're on Facebook group. We've got over 700 members in the group. Here we have over 1,200 subscribers on YouTube, and it's growing every day. If you haven't yet, please check out Numa Nursery YouTube channel. Please like this, subscribe, so that way you can continue to learn more about the co-op. We're going to start sharing more co-op information on the co-op channel. As soon as we get 1,000 subscribers on the co-op YouTube channel, the Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel will go live there. And so we're starting to get these media platforms up and running so we can share information about the plants that we have available at the nursery and at the farm, but then also what we're doing in organizing the co-op. So we've got these two entities that are kind of growing and building together. So thank you for joining us. My name is Kendrick Henry, by the way. I'm the founder of the co-op and also of Numa Nursery, and I have an extreme really appreciate you for joining us. All right. So we have some notes here. I've kind of gone into the manual. You can download the free manual at numanursery.com. We're seeking harvesters. This is the main reason why we're here. One of our good friends and co-op members, Robert, posted in the group, the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group this morning, saying that he needed someone to come out and harvest his greens. And we have this issue right now where we have several locations, not just in Tampa. I'm wondering if I can make a better map here. Here it is. So we're definitely seeking Moringa Harvesters. Okay. And here in Tampa, we'll just do like a little map of Tampa. And then it comes around and we have St. Pete. And so we've got downtown Tampa right here, right? And then we've got Plant City. Essentially, we have the MGC headquarters. You know, we've got Brandon down here. We've got Ruskin. We've got the East River that comes across here. We've got Brandon. You know, that's where Robert is. And then we have St. Pete. So we've got St. Pete over here. Right? And so right now, the co-op is centrally located in the Tampa Bay area. Now, we have 300 locations that I've been harvesting. People have called, we've contacted. We've been to their place over the past 5 years. Now they have trees that we've either already harvested, trees that still need to be harvested, trees that we need to be testing and seeing, trees that are just now joining the co-op. Like a gentleman came by yesterday. He's from Lake Wales, and he has 400 moringa trees on his property, ready to be harvested, ready to provide to the co-op, and he wants to know how he can team up and how he can make some income off of the moringa. And so right now we have to organize. There's different tiers of members. You know, we have members that may only have 1 to 5 trees, you know, on a given location, like in the city, in an urban environment. Yesterday we came back from Zenden in Tampa Heights. That has 50 to 100 trees on it that we planted in an urban backyard. Then we've got people that have over 100 to 10,000 moringa trees on their one property. These are moringa farmers. These are farmers in India and Africa and South Africa and the Philippines and Australia, Mexico. Everybody is now interested in joining this co-op. The Moringa Growers Co-op is worldwide. It's generating a ton of attention, and it's because everybody sees, and the demand for moringa is only going up as the billions and billions of dollar industry, global industry for moringa is only increasing. The moringa tree industry went from 2 billion in 2016 to a 4 billion GDP, meaning it sold $4 billion worth of products on the market worldwide. That's moringa leaves, moringa tea, moringa seeds, moringa oil, moringa powder, moringa capsules. It's a huge industry. Why? Because it's good for blood sugar, blood pressure. It has amino acids, protein, nutrition. You can grow it in your own backyard, and everybody can eat it. It's actually considered like the poor man's green in many countries, you know, because it's accessible. Some places around the world, they may not even look at it or value it as much as we do here in the States because it is everywhere and it's so abundant. Well, we have more demand right now for the amount of greens that we even have in stock. I mean, our sales are going through the roof. Everyone is coming to our website. They're supporting Numa Nursery, the co-op. Numa Nursery purchases moringa from the co-op at wholesale prices, and it distributes for the co-op. It's one of the first distributors for the co-op. And as we set up several distributors for the co-op, there will be entities like Numa and other people. What do you think the future demand for moringa? It's only going up. The future demand is increasing more and more as it's in restaurants. There's more plant-based diets with the need of amino acids and protein and nutrients, especially as blood sugar issues and diabetes and other diseases that are known to, that moringa is known to help kind of keep it under control and even completely eradicate some of those symptoms. But let's stay focused, because we're here and we're talking about the most severe need right now for this co-op to stay alive here in the main vicinity of Tampa Bay, the home of which the co-op is originating from. Once we get our hometown pretty much laid out, working, we've got our chapters going, we got our presidents, we've got our board of directors, then we can start expanding out worldwide, and we have a whole entire organization and team that's essentially harvesting, sourcing, testing, processing, you know, all of that, all of the things that we need as a legit organization. Now, we were recognized by the state of Florida in 2019 as a for-profit corporation, and we operate under the guidelines of I think it's the United States Cooperative Association, and everything is laid out essentially in there how to run and operate a cooperative. One of ways is to gather a member base. We have different types of members in the co-op. There's different classes and different tiers. The top tier member is the grower, and this is what we're asking everyone in the co-op as a grower to be active in growing their trees, but also in the process of getting it to market. How can you help us as a team get these products to market versus come get the greens and you do everything without necessarily knowing exactly how to grow this business. It's a startup right now, and we need as much help as possible with every single member that wants to take our services and use them to help either grab some moringa coin for their stock or for their investment, but also to keep it easy on the farmers, because not everybody can manage and market moringa as well as other organizations and entities can. So we're working together with the farmers, where there's going to be people that don't want anything to do with the process. There's going to be members that they just grow the greens and they don't want anything to do with it. They want the co-op to come in and they want them to take care of everything. They just want to grow it and they want to see their check. They want to see the cash. We also have other members that are going to be active in the process that want to help provide their time and energy. Like we have a lot of retirees in the co-op. We have a lot of veterans in the co-op that are members that are just growing trees on their property. And they have some extra time, and they're like, you know what, we can harvest our greens, at least on our property, and we can process the greens for the co-op so that way they can be sold and we can provide you with a finished product. And I'm like, wow. So like, okay, so we have different levels and tiers of what people want to do and want to provide. You have to let us know what tier you stand in. Are you the one that is just growing the greens and wants us to not only harvest but also process, dry it, and sell it? Well, then, you know, there's a certain price for what we can offer at that tier. Okay, so then we go in. So we've got trees all over Tampa. We've got trees in South Tampa. Here's South Tampa. We've got trees all the way out here in Plant City. We've got trees in Ruskin. We've got trees all over. Now we have these kind of hubs, locations where possibly maybe this grower here, this member grower here, can serve much more by maybe either harvesting trees in their local area for the co-op and bringing it back to their location as a chapter location, and also where meetings are held and where there's maybe a president and even a small store for customers in that local area. You have to think of the co-op as a franchise model. Essentially, it's like we have the main headquarters, we have our main location, but we also need to have these hubs and these chapters around town with people that are leading as presidents of their chapters. And in return, the main headquarters is offering advertising services, it's offering packaging supplies, it's offering essentially the educational resources that are needed to help train even new individuals, the people that are coming in. An introverted farmer's dream. Yes. Nice comment. I guess, I don't know if I'm the introvert or I'm an extrovert. I don't know. I've been always an extrovert, but maybe this is a dream for farmers, introverted farmers, to join and be a part of. Exactly. We want introverted farmers to have a sense of community and work together for a greater goal and mission. Exactly. So that maybe they didn't have the opportunity to be as extroverted and even just communicate. Like on Facebook, sometimes the only way to communicate on Facebook in these groups is sometimes going live like this. So we're getting the co-op going. We have lots of people interested. We have some people in our ear like, hey, we can do this, and hey, we can help and do that. We just kind of have to really start assimilating everybody and what they can do. And first and foremost, this given time of year, it's crucial in the next 3 months that we harvest as many of the trees as possible in the local area as we can, because the season's changing, the greens are going to start yellowing out. We want to harvest the green, the fresh greens. So we'd really love to start forming these pods, and you can see here like how I have it on this. Essentially is we have these store locations for the co-op in the given areas, and then we have the growers that are supplying these locations, and we have the infrastructure to build that model out right now in the Tampa Bay area. And that's kind of what we're doing. We have a couple names of people that are like, we can harvest, we have a vehicle, so we're looking, what are we seeking? We're seeking right now harvesters. And we're probably going to put this video out on a call and try to get contractors, landscapers that are already kind of doing these jobs out here, cutting trees, arborists. Could we possibly train some of the workers and pay them as a contract where they take over, say, maybe, this region? As a landscaping company, do you own a landscaping company and would be willing to go into our member locations' backyards and to harvest their moringa greens if we showed you how to harvest the trees and how to assess what needs to be harvested? That'd be great. We'd love to. We're going to reach out to several businesses to see if we can actually get some of these regions kind of managed by several different contracting companies. What if there's someone like myself that we could hire, just a single person, an individual that has a truck, and on any given day they handle 1 or 2 locations and they have a route that they go to, and this is their job. We're seeking a moringa harvester, like a full-time moringa harvester and a team of moringa harvesters that can go out and harvest these trees. We only have about 3 months before the end of the harvest season. Right now, essentially marked it as the rains ended. We're going to start seeing the weather shift. It's nice and cool out now, and this is the time to really go out and check out some of these greens, get them back on the rack to dry. This past week, we've already harvested, like I said, almost 100 trees. We've been to about 5 locations. One location had about 50, the other one had about 20. The other ones smaller, having 1 location or 5 locations, but we've all been stripping greens till 1 in the morning, bringing them in and flipping them and drying them and getting them packaged and out the door as they're being sold on our websites. So this is what we're seeking. We're seeking harvesters to come out, fill their vehicles, trailers, trucks, SUVs with harvested material. Now there's different ways that you can break the material down while you're on site. You can use a handsaw and break it down into smaller pieces. You could either leave the sticks on location if you don't have room, or you can bring the sticks with you if you have room. And definitely grab the grains and grab the drumsticks. And we have to organize it. You know, we have to either put them in bins, figure out how to transport it the best with a team of helpers. And then once it's here, how do we pay? You know, because we're paying, and this is where I can go into the comment that I made for Robert on his post here at the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group, because he was asking if we could come by and harvest, and we also want to provide him with a stock certificate and a share for the greens that he's providing. So we've kind of set up this tentative schedule right now, where if we harvest, and I say we, mostly just myself right now, but when I say we, I'm saying we as the organization, the co-op. So if we harvest, so if the members, if the co-op has to harvest the greens, and this is where it's like, well, the farmer, if you're the farmer and you're also a member, you're also a co-op member, and you're harvesting it, you're not necessarily getting paid for the harvest, but you're getting the maximum back that you can on your harvest. This is what I mean. So if we have to harvest, say you have 1 kilogram, that equals right now $10 dried, right? So we have 1 kilo equals $10 in harvest, meaning if we have to harvest and we bring it back here and we strip the greens off and we dry the greens and we weigh it, and you provided us with 1 kilo of dried greens, we give you $10 in stock certificate. If you harvest and bring wet greens, where you just harvested, you have a trailer and a truck and you're a member, and you're like, I can bring the greens to the co-op. You harvested, we're going to give you $20 for your kg, because you've already earned $10 a kilo for actually cutting the harvest and then bringing it to us. So we're able to give you $20 a kilo if you harvest and bring us wet greens. Now, if you harvest plus dry plus package, in the way that we teach you how to package in the 1 kilogram, in the 1 kilo bags, then we provide you $30 per kg. So we'll give you $30 for the kilo. If it's already to the high standard, it's been sifted, and it's all the things that we've taught you how to do in the co-op as a member, as a processor, so it's up to the high standards, so that way we can get the highest value for it on the market. When you bring it here, we have orders being fulfilled in California, Texas, New York. We've got 100 kilos going out to Wisconsin. We've got 20 kilos going out to New Mexico. We've got 50 kilos going out to Maine just last week. So we're getting these orders coming in, and the money is definitely being accounted for. We've got to build this profit margin up with labor and things like that. There's a lot at cost here. And as we organize even just the harvesters, what are we able to provide even just the harvesters? So we're thinking, if you are a harvester and you're going out to harvest, we're able to provide at least $10 a kilo. So you've got to make it worth your while. When you go out, you're harvesting and you're bringing back the material. The only way for us to keep track of it is to actually have a system for it, like the way that we do when we dry the greens from each location. It has its own specified racks that it's being dried on, and we mark it, and we have an organized Excel spreadsheet that we use that marks every single one of the harvests, the locations, and then what we've added to it every time that we harvest. And so we've been doing that now for 2-3 years, and we have a nice running list of locations that have provided us, 5 kilos here, 10 kilos there. They have now, $50, $100, $200, $300 now provided to them in a stock certificate. So, and I just see here that someone's interested in becoming a harvester. Thanks. Thank you so much. Come out. Make an appointment at newmanursery.com if you want to meet, and you want to talk more about this process of how you can become a moringa harvester. Just make an appointment at newmanursery.com. Give us a text message at 813-567-3100 that you'd like to be a harvester, and come in. We're here usually every day, 10 to 2. That's our times, 10 to 2. You can make the appointment, come in. It's a private property, a private road, but that's why we're asking for appointments, so that way it helps us track everybody that's coming in. It's for safety purposes. That way we know. And you can make the appointment at newmanursery.com. Just come on in if you'd like to be a harvester and learn more about the process. We're seeking moringa harvesters right now. This is our main goal, and the reason why we're coming out with this. Because we have about 50 people right now, 50 separate locations just right now that are waiting for me. Their trees are getting too big. They've wanted to move their trees. Some people are going out of town or going on vacation, and they wanted us there at a certain time, and they even requested this like months ago, and we still haven't been able to get out to them in time. And so this is a huge bottleneck for us right now. I've kind of explained what you would get back as a harvester. As a contractor, is that profitable for the contractor, when they're visiting these 1 or 2 locations. And that's why we just need the actual members to help at this point. It needs to be coming from within the organization, because it's not going to be profitable for a worker right now, given the startup costs that we're able to provide, a working wage for them to harvest. Some of these trees are small, even just visiting 2 or 3 locations in the day, just to get the smaller trees formed and shaped back is an important part of this process of getting the trees larger in the co-op faster, so that way they're providing more greens and more drumsticks as fast as possible. I mean, this is the fastest growing tree in the world, but we can also manage it and farm it together to get higher production, higher nutritional value, and overall better health of the tree and longevity of the tree at the same time. So we kind of went through, we're talking expansion, how we started, how these chapters are going to start popping up in the Tampa Bay area, just like this, with your help. Moringa growers like you in the area, that want to serve as a president of your chapter location. We're going to be looking for small store locations, public areas for us to meet and have chapter meetings in those locations every single month for the members to bring in their greens for the month. And be able to get stock back. And so as it grows, we're going to be able to give dividend shares and the stock back in cash, but we just have to organize this process right now. We're in the process of developing Moringa coin, Moringa Bitcoin. I think it's Ethereum actually, or Aragon, one of those. We're learning, we're getting into the crypto space. Our buddy Anthony, Rain Man, is actually helping us to develop Moringa coin, as the members who provide us with 1 kilo is going to equal 1 MGC, Moringa grower coin. And so when you have a Moringa coin and it's worth 1 kilo, what is 1 kilo worth on the market at that given point in time and day, depending on our supply, depending on the demand. The demand for Moringa right now, at least in this business, in this company, is greater than we can keep up with. I mean, we have calls, we're turning people away constantly. because sometimes we just can't keep up with the supply. Well, now that we have the locations after 5 years of growing the co-op, the trees are getting huge. Now I'm going back to locations that I started 5 years ago, planted out 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I'm having to take 2, 3 van loads back. So it's pretty exciting. So we've drawn the map, we've talked about the tiers, there's different member responsibilities. We're asking members like you, Robert, and many others that have trees that need to be topped and trimmed to please do that. Also, ask yourself, what kind of standard do we want in the co-op and the greens that we sell as an organization? Do we want to sell greens that are in pots? Do we want the greens from the trees that are in pots to be put into the same supply chain as the trees that have been growing in the ground for 5 years? Just a question. I just want to know from our members, do you think that the customers would pay a higher price for moringa greens that they knew were growing in a pot versus greens that they knew were growing in a sanctuary that had been already growing for many years in the ground? This is a serious question because we're going to have different qualities that we sell. And to specify microgreens would be considered the first sprout that comes out of the seed. That's also a separate product. So Robert mentioned microgreens. Those microgreens that come out of the sprout, that very first sprout, or is it also the sprout off of any tree at any age, just the little sprout part? I think possibly both. I think a microgreen could be considered that very tip, almost like that. When I pop the tops off of these trees every day, I'll come by, I'll pop the top off, and that helps it split. That could be considered the microgreen. Is that something that then we take from all of our pots that are grown organically and we put that in a bag and we dry those, and this is microgreen product? Yeah, I mean, it can be a specified product. I mean, we have the oil, we have the seeds, we have the greens, we have the powder, we have the tea, we have spice, and we're making 100 different products from just this one tree. So just going in on this comment, and I encourage anyone in the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group to please make a comment. We're going to get more moderators in there and just start bringing out more information about how and what this co-op, how it really runs and exists, because it's just now coming to light. It's a startup. We just formed the corporation with the state of Florida in 2019, so very fresh and new. We're going to be providing the curriculum to the members to learn how to harvest. You can also come out with me. We need people to come out, and so if you're interested in becoming a harvester, comment, I want to be a harvester. If you want to be a harvester, text us, hey, I want to be a harvester. If you want to be a harvester, send us an email, grow@moringagrowerscoop.org, that you want to be a harvester. We need your help. Go to the moringagrowerscoop.org and provide your information that you want to be a harvester right there, and submit your email right there at the top at moringagrowerscoop.org. We're looking for harvesters. So in closing, because I really appreciate you guys, I wanted to make this about 30-40 minutes and I'll get out of here. In the future, we're talking expansion. We talked about the co-op model being very similar to a franchise model. And we actually have a co-op member that owns several franchise locations in Louisiana. And he's very interested in joining the co-op on a higher committee level and helping us train others and teach others how to organize the structure of this co-op. So thanks, Tim, out in Louisiana, for wanting to be a part of the expansion process and the chapter process as we create these chapters. Help us get the contracts in place that we need for these individual chapter locations to start springing up all around town. Legally, what we need as an organization, of course, all the trademarking and copywriting, all that stuff is all taken care of. And so how do we go ahead from there and then provide this in a tool, so that way someone like Tim and Debbie out in Arizona that have their own company and business but wanted to use the private labeling to help with selling, so like in the co-op or in the franchise model, you purchase the rights and licensing to the products, and you essentially, I think, are responsible for certain things, but the main entity also provides advertising and graphics and sales and ideas and things like that, the organizational structure. That's what the main co-op location, us, the hub, the board of directors and the members like us will be talking about, is how to give new distributors like Numa and Havasu Moringa and others the tools and possibly the labels and the advertising to be able to get it sold, because they're going to start growing moringa. Everybody's starting to grow lots and lots of moringa. How do we now get it sold? It's a matter of educating the public as to what moringa really is. So the more people know about moringa, let them know. Share this video. The more people know about moringa, the more the demand is going to increase. And so that's really been really great to see over the past 5-6 years. I mean, I remember old heads 5 years ago saying when they started growing moringa 10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody knew about it. Even 5 years ago to now, that I see it as the farmer, well, of course, I'm going to be in the world of moringa, so everybody around me in my space knows about moringa, but I haven't even been to the farmer's market in March. Everything shut down, and that's been my ties to see how kind of like, who knows and where are the pockets and what are the places and what cities in Tampa really know about moringa, and who's learning. And I go to these pockets and these places where it might have like a hub of like just straight 50 to 90% snowbirds, or people that are really like you know, down-to-earth, chill, hippie permaculturalists that are always kind of there in the scene and growing and farming and traveling farmers in the area, like that already know about it, have moringa everywhere, and everybody's like, where can I get moringa? Where can I get fresh moringa? And it's like, you know, there's these different places. Nobody knows about moringa. People are coming in from other areas. Why haven't I heard about moringa? Well, that's what we're getting to right now, and we're teaching everybody about moringa. And we just had a comment. Florida Moringa says fractional franchise in Florida. Yeah, fractional franchise in Florida. And we just have to kind of tie it into the co-op way. There are different models and there's different ways of doing this franchise model, but how do we do it that coincides with our practices as a co-op, where all the profits go back to all the members? So we still have to have income coming into the headquarters to kind of keep the board of directors paid. We have to come up with salaries and wages for labor and figure out really what the co-op does and what does it do, what does it seek, like say in independent contractors. What kind of team does it employ as independent contractors to do these different services, like harvest or process or drop ship and shipping and all of the aspects of this business that I've been pretty much managing up to this point, that now I'm asking the members, you yourself watching, to like this video and to keep in touch more as we get the whole thing set up. And yeah, legally we're going to get this thing set up. So yeah, we'd love to get on the phone and talk. I have a phone number that you can reach us at 813-690-6516. If you'd like to get me on the phone and call, we have lots of people. And also thank you for providing the number too. We'll have to call and get in touch and just get on the same page here. I love this. Florida Moringa Growers Co-op, the Moringa Man, Florida Moringa Growers, you know, so many organizations and teams and people in place right now that are already growing moringa in Florida. Moringa Farms, Richard's Farm, Miami Fruit, like there's so many people growing moringa in Florida. If we just co-opt this thing, we really have a really powerful industry being shipped out throughout the whole world. And we also have the whole world watching right now. We've got farmers in India, farmers in Africa, farmers in China, farmers in Mexico that are like, how can we help? How can we get our moringa from around the world also on this global market where it's being bought and sold? And that's why we're here. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you for joining us. comment, like. My name is Kendrick Henry. Thanks for joining us. Moringa Love. You can tell that I'm passionate about Moringa. Moringa saved my life. And I'm sure it can do the same for you too. So peace, love, and prosperous growing. Really appreciate you guys.